Alright, my name is Martin Cortez, and today we're going to be talking about knowledge and what it is. And yeah. The problem with what knowledge is, after reading this, we understand that we never actually come to a true definition of knowledge. We only know three things that knowledge is not. So, if you were to read the same reading that I read, there's never a true definition. Knowledge is perception. This is the first out of the three that was given by Theodus. He gives his first acceptable definition. This is the idea that knowledge is perception. Socrates does not respond to this directly. They do not accept it, but never say that they don't. Theodus takes this as a rejection, and so he comes up with the second definition. Protagoras and Heraclitus believed that knowledge and perception were the same thing. The cold wind argument, this is how, kind of like you prove against it, how it cannot be perception. When you feel wind, which is it, it's called a cold wind, it can be cold to you, but not cold to me. So that's, we perceive things differently, so therefore it cannot be knowledge. Knowledge is true belief. This is the second definition that he gives. And it's true belief, not just belief. This is argued by Socrates. They say that how can there be any such thing as false belief? So they enter a 5-phase discussion to try to come up with an account of false belief. All phases fail. Socrates dropped this, then come back to it later and reject this by saying that accidental true beliefs cannot be called knowledge. Knowing O1 from O2. Excuse me. The puzzle of misidentification. When someone mistakes something for another, that's the problem when you mistake something for another. Example O1 and O2. Let's say O1 is unknown to X. He cannot make true statements about O1 due to the fact that it is unknown to him. But then again, he can also not make a false statement because he doesn't know about it. He has no knowledge on O1. So he cannot give a false or a true statement about it.
This has to do with understanding your limits. Okay, go ahead.
Continued. False belief is impossible in both circumstances that X is familiar with both O1 and O2, though it is also impossible to make a false statement about something you don't know about. So, you can say something wrong with something you don't know about. You can, but... Third time is a charm. His final proposal is true belief on the account of logos. Socrates challenges and says, what even is logos? They also argue against the dream theory. The dream theory says that knowledge of O is true belief about O plus an account of O's composition. They argue by saying that if said O is not composite, O cannot be known but only perceived. I'll explain that right. Do you get it though? No, you don't. Let's say we have RO. They are together and they make one. If R was unknown to us, then RO will also be not fully understood, even if you know what O is. You don't know what R is, so you cannot know them fully together. You cannot know RO. That's what she said. The problem with this is that this does not answer the questions that were asked about definition 2. This is because logos also does not have a true definition. You cannot understand judgment and logos together if you don't know what they are on their own.
Deposit.
So what is knowledge? Here in the West, we like to have absolutes, so here we have a definition. Knowledge are facts, information, and skills that are acquired by a person through experience or education, the understanding of a subject. This could be torn apart by experts, but let's just leave it at that and say that we don't have an absolute definition, and now you know 3 things knowledge is not.